Hello and welcome to the Naval Group shipyard in Lorient, Brittany. The French shipbuilder is welcoming us exclusively to get an update on the FDI programs, both for the French Navy as well as the Hellenic Navy. I am now standing in front of the very first of the FDIs, the Amiral Ronarc'h for the French Navy. Hervé, what's the status of advancement of the first in class, the Amiral Ronarc'h?
So right now the frigate is in the position when she prepares the work of alignment of the shaft lines and all the propulsion gear. She's also in position where she received the first cable. All the blocks have been assembled in the first step of the construction of the ship. We are in the second step, just before the setting afloat of the ship in a few months.
The pace of construction is very fast, especially for first in class, because the hull was assembled in just 5 months. How do you achieve this?
We improved the organization of the shipyard, starting from the block production, painting, pre-assembling of the block, and then the assembling and the junction of the block into the dry dock. So that's really the organization of the shipyard, which allow such a rate of construction of 2 ships per year.
Last but not least, so the FDIs are 4,500 tons of displacement compared to 6,000 tons for the frame frigates, yet they are quite heavily armed and they are frontline warships. Can you tell us how the two compare?
Actually, between frame and FDI, the missions will be the same. The capabilities of the ship will be the same. In a joint task force around an aircraft carrier, she will be able to carry the same kind of mission. The ship is a little bit smaller, but there is a lot of innovation on this ship. It's really the next generation ship as a digital ship with a totally new digital architecture inside the ship with data centers and virtualization of the systems. We have also several very new systems like the radar, the firing installation of the missiles, IFF system, communication, electronic warfare. All these systems are very new, and that provide the FDI with a very, very great military capabilities.
We are now in the pre-outfitting hall, standing in front of the few very first blocks for the first FDI HN, which is the first frigate for the Hellenic Navy. Hervé, what kind of work are you conducting here?
Here we are conducting the pre-outfitting work on the blocks. Around 12 blocks are in fabrication here, before the painting and then the joining position in the dry dock. So here we put all the what we call the dirty work, the welding on the hull, on the bulkheads, on the deck, and we put all the pipes. The hard work on the hull is done here. And then when this work is completed, we go to the painting station to paint the inside of the ship, and then we carry on with the pre-outfitting, but without degradation of the hull.
So you confirm these are the first few blocks for the first FDI HN. How many blocks are being assembled right now?
Right now we have around 12 blocks in progress for the FDI HN1. And when we are talking about blocks, we have half blocks. That's explain the number of the blocks. Half blocks for the bottom of the ship, which will receive all the the engines and the generators and etc. inside the dry dock. And then we have the other part of the ship, the other blocks, the upper side of the blocks, which are also in progress right here in this hall.
Including the PSIM?
The PSIM is right outside, but it is already in preparation to be ready when the position of the first PSIM of the FDI-1 for the French Navy will be installed on the FDI. Then the next one, the second PSIM, will be in the position for the work of integration of the equipment inside.
So, as you can see, work is well underway on the Hellenic Navy frigates, FDI HNs. Let's go take a look at the PSIM now.
Yes, sir.
Hervé, we are standing in front of the PSIM. It is one of the key design features of the FDI. So what is the PSIM exactly?
The PSIM for panoramic sensors and intelligence module is a module of the ship which include almost all the combat system sensors of the ship. So on the psim, you will find, starting from the bottom, the Seafire radar, flat panels radar from Thales, then the IFF. You will find the electronic warfare system, you will find the optronic system, designator, and the surveillance for the asymmetric warfare center inside the ship, and all the communication system, especially UHF, and the navigation radars. The psim is built well in advance from the ship and can be started in advance of the availability of all the power and energy, etc. on the ship. So we can pre-integrate almost all the combat system in the psim months before the launching of the ship.
So to be clear, this psim is for the first FDI. It is fully functional. The CIC is inside the psim. Everything is functional with the two data centers of the ship. And the CIC works, the CMS works, the radar works.
Exactly. Right now, the psim is almost fully available. We are keeping on receiving some equipment because, as you know, the FDI integrates a lot of new equipment. So we are integrating them when they arrived from the furnishers. But right now, almost all the systems are here and are started. So the CMS is working, hosted in one of the data centers, and around the psim we have also the model of the asymmetric warfare center and another data center which illustrate the aft data center of the ship to manage the configuration between the two data centers.
So there's a big advantage for the shipyard in terms of production time. Is there any advantage for the crew once the psim is fitted on the hull of the ship?
We have several advantages. So the availability, as the psim integrates the CIC, the crew can start to train well in advance in his own CIC within the psim before the psim. It is possible to do that before the psim is to be integrated into the ship, but it's also a unique mast. So we avoid any blind arcs for all the systems like radar, communication, IFF, etc. We have a fully 360-degree coverage around the ship.
Hervé, so that was one of the key design features of the FDI. Another one is the inverted bow. Can you tell us the main benefits of this design that was used several years ago in shipbuilding among warships and more recently with the Zumwalt-class destroyer of the US Navy?
The main advantage of the inverted bow is to reduce the slamming and to improve the seakeeping of the ship in rough seas from ahead. The bow cut the wave much better than with a normal bow that allow the ship to increase its speed and to reduce the shock of the waves on the hull of the ship.
There are 5 FDIs set to be delivered for the French Navy, 3 for Greece plus 1 in option. Can you remind us the schedule? When will this ship be launched? When will the follow-on ships be launched?
So the first one, Amiral Ronarc'h, will be set afloat in October, and she will be delivered early in 2024. And the first Hellenic Navy FDI is already in construction. The blocks are already in progress, and the first Hellenic FDI will be delivered in 2025, and the second one in 2025 as well, early 2025, end of 2025. So 2 ships in the same year. Then the year after, in 2026, we will deliver the second French Navy FDI and the third Hellenic Navy FDI. And then the follow-on ship for the French Navy will be delivered in 2027, 28 and 29.